What is Bigfoot? A myth? A legend? A hoax? Or a real flesh and blood creature? What about the reported sightings of Bigfoot? They can't all be misidentified animals. And how is it that most Native American cultures have stories about Bigfoot? After two separate sightings of a Bigfoot type creature, I needed answers. I have now been researching Bigfoot for over 15 years, and I feel that my journey has just begun. I'm out here today in one of my research areas, and this is what I do a lot of times when I don't really have the energy or anything else to get out there and walk the woods. I just come out here and sit and watch the shoreline. I've got quite a view of quite a bit of the shoreline right here on this lake, and what I do is I take this old spotter scope and I'll scan the area, and I've got a video camera here in case I see something that I want to video. But all the research in the world is not exciting. It can be, I reckon, but a lot of research is done just sitting out here in the woods waiting for something to possibly happen. I do take my tree knocking stick. I will hit a couple of tree knocks here in a few minutes to see if I can get something stirred up. I even brought a coyote call out today, so we're going to try it some. But this is the other side of researching. This is the less exciting side of researching. Now, I'm right here on the shoreline, but I've pulled up into the woods just a little bit to give me some cover. And I'll just sit here and scan the shoreline looking for something. Do a couple of wood knocks in a little bit and watch again and keep repeating that cycle. Maybe do a couple of coyote yelps or something, see if we get anything up through there. I had sat here for about 15-20 minutes. I've watched the shoreline, I've listened for Bigfoot to holler, listened for all that. It's late in the afternoon, sun's fixing to go down, and that's when you hear a lot of locator calls on this lake. But we're fixing to see if we can't stir things up, do a wood knock or two, and then sit and wait a little while and see what comes up from that. Like I said before, I come out here when I really don't feel like walking around the woods. If I've got an hour or two to kill before having to do something else, I may wind up down here and do this for a little while. I do this quite a bit. You're not gonna walk up on a Bigfoot that much. When you do, it surprises him just as much as it does you. So I just sort of like to just hide out in here and wait for one to come along. Well, I got about as good a chance of doing that as I do walking up on one. So here in a little bit we'll get started with a coyote call and see if cut it off for a few minutes, and then we'll sit and listen. See if we hear a Bigfoot or we hear coyotes. I'm pretty sure we'll hear some coyotes, but we might hear a Bigfoot throughout the whole deal. So we're fixing to get started on that here in a little bit, but I just like sitting here watching the shorelines. You never really know what you're going to see up here. All right, we're going to try the coyote call. I have an electronic call. It's put out by iHunt. And yeah, and it's sort of like what you call, it's connected to my telephone through Bluetooth, and I've got all kinds of calls in here. We're going to do a coyote distress call, and we're going to do it for about 30 seconds and then shut it off and see if we see what we hear from that. I'll just try it again. Well, this is how we do this. We just sit and wait, run a distress, run a wood knock every once in a while, run another distress, wait and sit and listen. I might go ahead and make it a pack of coyotes next. It won't be long doing this that we just call in a bunch of coyotes. I didn't want to really do that, but just a couple of little ones, distress calls like that. We might not call in the coyotes. I did call an eagle in over here just a second ago. He flew over and I forgot April was sitting there recording everything. If I'd have seen her, if I'd have remembered her recording, I'd have pointed up to the eagle. But that was pretty cool. But this is how we do it. So I'm gonna keep up for a little while. We have mentioned before that this is something that we do, and I said something about I didn't want to videotape that because most people wouldn't be interested in something so boring. But I have gotten some responses saying, please show us how you do your other research. So this is some of our research. We don't go out into the woods and talk to a eyewitness and get a picture of it and go, holy hell, and then run back to the shop and build a trap and get the trap set up just to lose the Bigfoot in the trap right as he throws it. But like some of these TV shows do, it's really nothing that exciting. And you know, if you're looking for excitement, go race a car or something like that. But we do have our moments of excitement around here, but they're few and far between. I've been hit in the head with a rock that was thrown by a Bigfoot. That was pretty exciting. Painful, but pretty exciting. We've had a tree limb thrown at our truck before. That was more scary than it was exciting, but quite honestly, getting out here doing this right here is, a lot of people would call it boring. A lot of people say, hey man, you're lucky you get out here. So I reckon it's just the way you look at it. One day I may get out here and sit here for 30 minutes and then a Bigfoot go and walk across the creek, be across the creek standing on the sandbar. That'll be exciting, but until that day happens, this is just the reality of hunting for Bigfoot. It's not as exciting as everybody on TV makes it look. You don't go out here every day and catch a Bigfoot on video or on your sound bites. But man, it sure is exciting when you do. Watching the shoreline is a good way to find Bigfoot. They have to drink, so they had to come to the water source. Right now this lake is down and it makes a little bit more shoreline, so we get a better chance of getting a sighting of a Bigfoot. I really enjoy this way of researching because it's not very physical on me, and it's just it's peaceful, quiet. You hear all kind of animals out here. You even hear Bigfoot screams. So it is a good way to do a lot of research if you're not able to get out and walk in the woods all the time. So keep that in mind, give it a try, and let me know how you like it. Thanks for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe.
And tell your friends.
Also find us on Facebook, Alabama Georgia Bigfoot Research Group.